Different kind of deployment going there on the high top. 1, 2, 3, 4 in some dots. I got a big screen here. You got a bomb right here. Look. Backwards. 10 minutes. Forward. Back, back, back. Forward, forward. That's a bomb. Boom. Another one just went off there. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4 with a center point. You know, I could make this storm center anywhere I want. All the water's here. It's just shaping. You could set a big plane around here dumping out the back with one of those hoses that we've seen, those deployments, those military planes that put out smoke screens. Yeah, they could just draw a curve and the radar will pick it up. They could draw a circle like there. I'd never seen a stat of the wind high enough to make it a tropical cyclone. I want to see this. Hey, show me. Where did you measure this wind, Bureau of Morons? Exactly what date, what time, and what level of the atmosphere was you looking at? Yeah, because that's what determines the cyclone, you know, by name. You can't call it an ex-cyclone. And once it's gone, it's gone. It's just a storm then. The monsoon season is man-made weather. I did not misspell the title on my video. As the center of bombing is right here. As I jump back on the tens. Yeah, I see this, the simultaneous pluminations in front of this chem bomb, this EMF line on the low deck. It chem going that direction. Everything's crazy skies. Absolutely knuckin' futs, man, isn't it? Horrendous, all the chemtrails you got out here in the ocean. Don't those look like that fireworks I showed you in that other YouTube video? Do I have to pull it back up on my channel? You better get my channel, because somebody tried to cop a ban on me last night when I was during my live video. Yeah, reported my profile picture for nudity. There's not even a person in it. It was water. Showing the names of the towns that I gave ample warning to. Ample warning. Over a week. I say, Ray, I ahead of time, be about 10 days, I'd be going, right, I'm worried. I got a concern. Because I've seen a lot of geoengineering patterns through the years as I've been documenting this crime against all life on this planet. And I've learned when I see certain something go off, what it's going to do. Or what do I expect it to do. And then see if it does it. Right? Because that's how science is supposed to work. A hypothesis, and then prove it. Look at it. Is it doing it? Yeah. Well, I've documented this for years and years and years and years, and I probably got enough to present it to get a doctorate degree. Yeah. I got enough. Damn sure could do a dissertation. I could defend myself on this. That's why the peers avoid me. I take their pants down and paddle them in front of everybody, so to speak. You know, that is a figure of speech. I use a lot of idioms when I talk. Boom, 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 ploom along that line right there. I can't go too loud. I got new neighbors next door, and they're sleeping this morning. Yeah, I get respect. I give respect. I give it anyhow as an example, but look at this bombs over here near Halls Creek. All this. Somebody can get a picture of that one. If you can get a shot from the sky, because boy, is there a lot of EMF. There's so much water out here. Just aim the camera down, you'll get the sky. That's some fast-moving water, too. Yeah, if you was planning to get Fitzroy Crest, it's gone. The bridge is gone. It started buckling about a day ago, and she just went. The piers underneath are gone. There's Bill Gates' typical logo, like the corner, the man that sponsors geoengineering. He sponsors a lot of stuff that a lot of people seem to think is harmful for people. I go look into it. If everybody's screaming about stuff one guy's investing in, maybe it's time to divest in some people. Divesting. That was a strategy used to fight apartheid. I remember one of the first protests I seen at Yale University was against apartheid. I'm having it in front of Wolsey Hall. I'm watching what the EMF is doing down here. I'll catch a glitch. It's Q. Fa ha 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 ha. Ha 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 boom. Boom 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 just for you with a big question mark. It's TJ Sky. That's a chem bomb, man. Right there is obvious as hell. Come on. Wake up, people. You're being duped. And that was way out here. Alright? This is what they're doing here. Look at the bombs near Barrow Island. I bet somebody out there getting some great pictures of those clouds. That'd be a great time to let that thing steam up. All those surface air coolers I got out there for their condensers. Mm-hmm. Right there. Look at the square and a bomb right in the middle of it. Yeah, I'm not making this up. This is chem bombs suck, man. They're sucking the life out of my planet. Can't get you any more obvious. So when it goes off coast, it's going to strengthen. Why don't they just say they're going to be? This storm is going to be strengthened through other means. It'd be a good place to park it, The stall actually happens when there's nowhere for this to go and nowhere for it to go this way. When you put an EMF wall up over here with a big glitch, there's nowhere for it to go. You can't get past it. It has to stall, and I'm going to let it go. So part of the tendril's already been let go down through here, and I'll show you. Right, here's your 24s. It's bad. It's very, very bad. And there's a 1/4 meter hitting there as we're getting up near the half ranges. That's a lot of freaking water. It is. That right there is over a foot. In America, that's over 12 inches of water in this tendril that can be moved around. It's looking worse than that. That's for the 12s. So this here, they're moving it toward the edge. And to split the moisture, it has to go. Where's the EMF splitting this? I know you had the wicked glitch was on down here. I had to be. To do the move arena right here has to do a big beam. It'll clear this whole area out. And we've seen evidence of that on the BOM things that people sent me this morning. You see what the Paris Agreement can allow to happen? It allows a bunch of madmen with a weather machine in their hand. What could happen with the rich guy and his weather machine? Every diabolical movie about some stuff has some rich guy with a machine. They want to control everything. Dr. No, Goldfinger, government fingers. Yeah, Lady Liberty is liberating herself through your wallet, is liberating that. Sydney gone. That's just your 3 days. Whammo for the north. Yeah, you're getting your batches like now. Yeah, you got some dangerous cells coming by. Yes, I'll cover that a little bit. Totals on Tassie over the next 5 ain't too much to speak about. All the actions, they closed off the strait with an EMF blast, so nothing could come through. Just the cool air comes up and through here to keep feeding this. When the cold air mixes with this up here, it's really going to kick off. So I'm very, very worried about you guys up here. The whole coast road is inundated. Again, when's it going to wash out? It's not designed to take this many of them. I've been on a bit of the highway from here up to here. So I've seen what it looks like on the sides. The big steep hills, there's lots of drops. There's a drainage area of a basin. Was it part of Brisbane Water Basin or something? I can't remember which one. It had a sign on the side of the highway. Near where they had a huge flag on the top of a mountain. Really big Australian flag. Surprised they made you take that down yet. Why don't they do that and tell you you can't be proud of your own flag? Like they told the English people here they couldn't put up a St. George's Cross. But St. David's and St. Michael's flags are flying all over. You know, for Wales and Scotland to be proud of themselves. And I think under the Union Jack, all of them have been seen as an oppressive symbols to other countries. And we need to realize you don't blame the flag for the actions of those who hold the stick. 1, 2, 3, what are they flooding you for? Don't ask me. I'm just like you, man. I'm stuck outside the door while the club meeting's going on. The deals have been made and they're probably very evident in plannings and suggestions at meetings. Tonight we're going to have a special speaker talk to us about smart rail in cities. And they'll do it in your town. Would you like to come and talk to them? You know, these are the sales pitches. The monorail! You know, like the guy in The Simpsons. Everybody need a monorail! That's when Homer hooked a big donut, didn't he, with like an anchor. And it's balls deep again in this area. He said that. Yeah, for deep. That's deep, man. Believe me, she wants it there. Right there. She don't want this rain going there. Mother Nature don't want this shit. It kind of motor over there is Kanunura. Tell me what that means so it sticks in my head. Know what it means? It means conolingus. Why? Because it's always wet over there. Lately, the daily rivers become the. Oh my God, it'd be about as wide as the Mississippi. Some of these floods. The aerial pictures I'm seeing of Fitzroy Crescent is, oh my God. And I think a little later on, I'm going to go through some of those. I'll ask some permissions, or I may just do it. And if they don't like it, hey, don't document stuff that's important. Because I'm just going to show you what's there. So you might help you make a safe travel plan. But really, these roads here are gone. This crescent is almost a no-go. I'm not sure how they're getting around things. Because if you block it here, and you block it here, right? But I convince you you're allowed to go here, then block it here. How you going to get your truck out of there? Right? This is my concern. I'm watching from, all right, I'm going to say it. I see an agenda that's coming for petrol-powered motorized transport, right? And there's a lot of independent truckers out there, and they don't want that though either. They don't want you to be, only the government can control smuggling, right? There's a lot of stuff I can go into about drug smuggling, CIAs, and wars, and various other governments and how the backdoor deals get things done. So if I can take those out your hands, you can't make a little dollar and a holler on a little side load. Everything gets recorded for taxes. Everything gets measured. It's like the old day. You had to report to Bethlehem to register it, right? To make sure here's your town, here's your kid, here's your everything. What's your tax gonna be? We're making like the what was it called? The Domesday Book was when William the Conqueror documented every building in the realm, where it was, every road, every walking path. And public walking paths are still protected by William the Conqueror's map. We're allowed to access these lands. Yeah, if you buy a house that has a public footpath, don't be complaining if people are walking by your window, because that's a right to have. But it's not a right to ride a motorcycle down it, or a horse. It takes special permission. And you have to ask the owner of the land. It's some royal dude, usually, and you get his permission, you can. If you ride a horse down a public footpath, you would probably never get permission. It destroys the path. Nope. Equestrians have plenty of places to do it. Well provided for. Want to see some great horse riding? Go sit out at Hyde Park. Over near Horse Guard. Them lads and ladies can ride, man. They can. I've watched them. Uh-huh. I love to watch people and what we do. What do we have in common? What's cool? Sorry, New Zealand, man. You're really getting some bad totals coming from this tendril. I was worried it was going to butt in up here. When it does a roll. And each one of these sticky outfits will cause a drag and bring more moisture in. So the fishbowl swamp down here. So take your measures. If you're down low in the main city down here, get your stuff up in the air. Your river's going to be running. Probably that McDonald's down there toilet needs a good clean. That's the nastiest McDonald's I've ever been in my life. And I only went in there because I had to pee. Sometimes it's cleaner to piss your pants, man. It was. It is a fact. I'm not happy about this for you guys. This is the third big one I've reported on you in the last year. You'll get by. You will survive. Why? Because you got Wanua. You are New Zealanders. You are proud. But you guys need to be doing the haka about this and mean it. Because when you did the haka about the Stand and Rock pipeline, and then I see some people actually loving the guy that approved the deal that went against that. I think the haka means nothing if it has no action behind it. And that's your war face now. Show me the rest. And as I'm looking here at a third of them, God, that's a lot. That's 3 meters, isn't it? 330 centimeters. That's a foot, man. That's over a foot. 30 centimeters in inches. That's just right on a foot of water. Right on it. So, let's say that they're giving you the big 10-inch. And we're not talking the record, but it's definitely the blues. Bombing in the elevator. You don't fart in the elevator and you don't chem bomb the fucking skies. right? You don't fart anywhere. Everybody got to breathe, so to speak. You got to be a place for some air. The whole country can't be dairy air and flooded out. Look at this sweat. I'm not in agreement with this. I think it's going to come down this way. They're definitely doing an EMF block. When you see that, that's a big beam. And then they got to keep these on to do it. And that won't occur for after 5 days because this will be done with radar. And then they cut off Breome. That seeps down. So this will already have been here. In she comes from this side, gets a pummeling. And when they let that flow through, that's going to spin. Look like you'll have a few days of clear coming up, Sydney. But it's about a week away. This storm will strengthen at sea. It will go back inland. But I see two separate storms being made and with a dividing line. So the strengthening of this storm is being accurately reported. However, the method that's strengthening it is not. I call it the Mansoon because it's man-made weather. It can come really soon in any time of year. You could get climate chaos, as they're calling it. Nah, man, it's a bunch of people running chaos over your rights to clean air and as a being on this planet. The planet provided us water to drink. We shouldn't have to have that as anything but a human right. And I'm not talking out of the bottle that a company owns. I mean out of clean, sweet streams. And we won't get clean, sweet streams until we stop this stuff that tastes nasty from falling out in it. Right? You don't put something toxic in your water. Anything, if it's labeled a toxic waste, it shouldn't be consumed. Fluoride's one of them. Look at the bombs. This is what I'm pointing at here. That's going to be fueling the demise of these people over here near the tit tree. See the bomb in this square? Right here, those lines? Can it get any more obvious to you that man-made weather is occurring over your head right now? And that's too high for it to be one of those little planes at the airport. It's a big deployment, most likely a balloon. Straight lines is always something to look at. And underneath the low deck, you see the cube. They're rolling the dice. Roll the dice sometimes. You gotta roll the dice, but not over us. What time is it here? It's time for a change. Time to rearrange. I'm sorry, I'm just flat. You have to excuse me. I'm doing the best I can here. All right, cuffs. You're in the sights. You're in the sight for some supercells going on now. So I'm going to turn off some of the names so you can see what bombs have led to what's going on. You got more common. That's a field. That's a bomb right there. Cuff, let that clear up. Right there in the center. There it goes again. Another different deployment coming right from the same spot. Same spot. Something's being propelled along in a predictable manner and it's making storms. Or fueling the clouds that can be manipulated and seeded into storms. Wow, what a shame, eh? The wing thing. That's a chem bomb, man. What a shame. It's not all being done with plasma. And if that's what you say, I think you're missing some of the picture that could lead to more accurate forecasting. The face of the North. Microwaves. Bombs. Excuse me. Bomb, 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 bomb. The wicked glitch is dead. Not quite. Those ding-dongs are using the wicked glitch to fuel your weather. There's another deployment right here. I see fireworks. It's an obvious firework. No, it's not. They can't do that. Open your eyes, dudes. Bunch of yeehaws. If it's leading to accurate forecasts that's giving you 7 days warning to a biblical flood ongoing, and I've been telling you how long it was going to last. It's completely accurate. When the whole event is tallied up, you're going to see a bit total that's going to say, Jesus, well, look what they are doing to us. Not just look what they can do. Right? So now I'm going to give you a bit of your forecastations of what they say is going on, but listen to me while I do it. Because I'm going to disagree with some things. I usually do. Right, first thing you do is your pressure line. Where's your bubble up? Bubble up's on the site. Blocks firmly in place here. Only action can happen is through here. And this is turning stuff cold up through there. So imagine you got a bit of a breeze coming through here on this coast of Tasmania today. Bubble up on this is actually a bit complicated. It's got here, but it's got a tropic one coming in as well. So this is actually going to pull that in, and here's where you're getting smacked. And when this comes over the top, you're in trouble. So I'm going to run this without the pressures. I'll let you have a peek when I sip my drink. If you find my work of value, you may support it at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. Though we could suss another way that everybody trusts when the whole community can agree on what I'm allowed to do. They're coming with a new PayPal thing, by the way. A 1099 form is something you have to fill out for getting donations, and I'll work over a certain size. I filled that out years ago, actually. It's not a new thing. Yeah. They're going to change how you do your business. You're not going to have a choice in this. I'm going to talk about this while I move along. Sorry about that. This is done by 1 hour, and after I get to the 3-day, I'll jump it. It's very important to see how they're tracking this storm, so we could plan on what to look for that makes that happen. So we learn. There's the bum. There's the candy cane. There's one. That's not oneness to do that at all. But oneness always has its own oneness. Yeah, and here your flow is changed. Look, you see how the storms are pulsing up? But the rain is staying there? That's a cut. That allows a no system to come in. That's a cut move. Yeah, bye. And this could come over. Oh, I'm going to turn on the particles now to see where the low is. It formed a new one. There's an up coaster. You'll be packing a wallop. You're going to have some great surf. Go out, head out to Cape Byron. Get out there for Friday. No, get out there for, Friday morning. Get your van out there Thursday night and get ready to surf Byron, man. She's going to be rolling. Absolutely rolling. Go have fun. Right? Surf's up. Go camp overnight over there. Boy, you'll be hearing it up in the hills. It'll be like thunder. And what a sound up in the hills of Byron Bay when the surf is pounding. You fucking hear it for a long way away. Yeah. And she moves in. What day are they budging it? So she's going to park for 48 hours. Oh my God. I might increase my totals. Tendrils being held straight. That'll increase the wind velocity, bringing it in. And the electrical potential. The closer that arm gets to that arm and the interaction, this will then just go boonk right onto it. And that's going to start the move. Look at the dynamics happening down here at this line. That's a blast. There's an EMF wall that made everything turn. Wow. This would have gone that way. It can go no further. This was going that way. It can go no further. It's a blast. So we'll be looking for a big beam occurring here in about 36 hours or so. And when that wall goes up, it can't go no further. And then you'll get another dynamics I'll have to have a good look at here. I could do it without windy at all, just looking at Mimic. But I like to have their pressure maps. I think they're important. So we could expect a really big beam, most likely from Antarctica. Because to get that beam, you ain't starting here. I don't know. She could come from up here. We'll be watching. This as a move. Now, if you did that up here, from up here, you would actually heat it and create a high. And you don't want that there. Change the flow too much. So it has to come from here. Where's the low dog? Who's the lowest numbers? There's a 67 here, so everybody's leaning that way so far. 42, and she's leaning that way with a 65. Everything's pulling right through here to bring stuff back around to you, and then it comes back to you. You know that, right? Did I do the leanings and the numbers? And they're all, oh, we got a 42. But that's not unusual when this squeezes against this and it works its way through. Boy, is it going to be dangerous travel through here going around the horn. It's a dangerous travel place. Boy, are they going to have some surf there. Big, big, big waves. Then that moves around through here, right? And gets manipulated again and mixed with air from here. Yeah, and it could take the water from here, move it in a tendril down here under Africa, bring it down under here, and you theoretically could have rain from the rainforest of the Amazon rain down on you here on a rainforest in Australia. Yep. That's I call it water theft. Stealing the water from one country, right? Like let's say here the Congo, this belt here, forcing it over here, never allowing it across into a stream here and back around. Then sometimes some is split up here, right? And they split it in half. Half will go here, half comes up here, and then they'll split some in it. I think they got to have underground coffers. They're storing water up here. I know I found a lake with huge pipes going in it in Somalia. I mean, Ethiopia, excuse me. This isn't it Somalia and Yemen? This is Oman and Yemen. I mean, in Oman and here in Yemen around here, there's some big, big coffers that I watch water disappear into. Yeah. Water is the new gold. And if you know something's going to be gold in advance, what do? If you knew right now, the day Bitcoin came out for not much money at all, what it was going to do, how much would you buy? If you knew water was going to be the new gold, how much would you save? It's advertised as that. As even investment portfolios. Yeah. This is going to be really bad, this storm. When it comes across the land, the suction, the difference in the pressure is going to pick up water back off the land and drop it back down. So if you've had a no rain period, it'll dry the top of the soil and put it back down somewhere else. Man, it's fucked. That is like a direct shot back on them. And bring it straight down. Straight down. Got a flow over here, just made sure of that. See, I'm watching your bubble up. All the moisture still coming from up here and over here. To achieve this now, you got to block it here where my middle finger is. You're gonna this radar has to come on. I say on Sunday the 8th your time while you're sleeping. And then the beam lets it through. Yeah, we always get them in a straight line up and down. Hell yeah, losers. The climate is being changed by man is not a lie. Because man is doing this. Man is doing this. That's right. And geoengineering needs to stop. We need to start planting some trees that'll give off oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide. We need to stop toxifying the air with things that destroy trees, like acid rains. Sulfuric acid in the air makes acid rain. Trees and fauna are the lungs of this planet. Mussels and shellfish, they're the sifters of the waters. And when we destroy these things, we destroy ourselves. Now, this is a big square. This is like a heart blast on the low deck when you zoom way out. That whole band of clouds down here is man-made. A huge blast it takes to do that. And that might be some of why this here is giving such a funkitized look. It is very funkitized. You'll see. See the beam come across here, here, and here. See the curve come through. Which station is that pointing at? Is that Esperance? Does Esperance have a device I'm not aware of? You know, HARP can also beam into a ground station and then send the signal back out. Just needs a receiver and an emitter. Doesn't need the whole field then, right? Okay. You've seen some of the Chinese ships that some people are finally doing their homework and showing. They have the big fence things on them, like mobile arrays that I keep telling you. You can stretch between multiple ships. You're finally seeing them? Do you know you can hold some of the nets up with drones? Drone helicopters can they can vibrate a piece of wire as well. Huh? Yeah, turboprops. Mix, and yes, you can deploy flares with helicopters. I've shown videos of it recently. Well, they cut the moisture here. They're sending that to the front. So this is why you're having problems, and the trench is going to quake. What a bunch of bastards. Controlling the weather and causing disasters. If you ain't got your flood insurance up to date, well, you make sure that you can still get it, and make sure your fire insurance, and make sure it's covering every little thing. Water coming from the bottom, water coming from the top. And these people will slickster you. They will. So watch the wording. And, yep. Some advice for you. Have you got plenty of supplies? Because your transport from inland they're cut. You're going to be relying on goods coming in from bulk to feed in a lot of places. And if this east-west road gets totally cut up here, you got problems. I don't want to say it. You're on your own, skids. The east-west road here is for surely gone. It's going to take an effort. But you know, the Chinese can build a bridge in 3 days. Let's see how quick they can sail a boat over there and build one. Look what we can do. That's okay. We got this. That's okay. I'm going to show you some technology that should have been used a long time ago during disasters. Instead of making communities wave at each other from across the stream, they used to walk pots of food over and eat at each other's houses. Hey, Higgins, there you go, man. There's a dick for you to draw. Right there. Here's balls deep for you. And that's on Monday the 9th. As we head well into January. It's just been an absolute summer wet season. However, when you add man-made things to your mix, you get a Mansoon season. Yeah, we always park two lows right next to each other. This should suck that right up. The only thing holding that apart is a beam. So we can expect the wicked glitch to ride hard, and a tent. Oh, they're going to be blasted. All of them are going to be on for days, actually. Get the big blast to hem a line, and then get the little blasters on the ground to hold it in place. Yeah. Once you get a big ball rolling, it's easy for one person to just touch it and keep it moving, isn't it? And you get three people touching a ball, and whoever pushes the hardest, it pushes in the direction of which they're pushing. So if I push a little harder here and there, I could hold it here and hold it up a little bit, and force it to curve around a bit, or hem it up. I could hit it here a little harder, kind of force it that way. I can hit one up here, push it that way, and tell these guys, hey, don't push this hard. But so we could control the slow movement sound of the like dirge ball. You put the big absorb in the middle of the field, and everybody would get around and try to push it. I call it a dirge ball because the first time I seen it played was in Berkeley Quad, over at Yale University, between all the different houses. Yeah. They had houses. That was funny to watch. Hey, everybody getting injured, and they called it a dirge ball. Yeah, they always had names for stuff. They were clever. Intelligent people get clever humor. Jesus Christ. How do they keep doing this and over and over again? I can't believe somebody just drove slam through an X-ray and the storm stopped. Don't do that. It's actually dangerous. You could draw a lightning bolt down on yourself. Be careful doing that. It's dangerous. Hey, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'll be like Vicar Dibley. No. Yes. Yes. No. Okay. So I'm seditious, and I'm subversive, and I'm self-defensive, and I think that it's time. You sing about a revolution, and then you go into bed and expect to get peace. You get peace, all right, but it's not what you're looking for. You get P-I-E-C-E. Yeah, not P-E-A-C-E. And well, I do see a little bit of a psyop with Mr. Lennon sometimes. Uh-huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. And when they murdered him, he got a handgun law in New York, man. Just finding one in your car got you 5 years. No shit, no excuses. My God, that's roaring. It's a wicked wind. No wonder it's going to flood over here. As you're sticking out, taking it. Taking it, taking it, taking it. How many days of it you get? Probably only about 2. I'm doing this by pressures, by the way. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm not looking at what they're showing. Because they lie. Numbers don't lie. And what does the determinants, the beams in the camera, tell you what you're going to get that day or that moment? I'll go over here now and have a look at some of your immediate action. I think I took you far enough. What do you want me to do? Go all the way to the Friday the 13th? Da 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 da. And now you're Friday the 13th. Weather down under. Oh my. So for New Zealand, the next day happens around here. Moist. Friday the 13th for the far north. Yeah, the monsoon season continues to become the Mansoon season. And Raven's Shoe getting to Thunder Rumblers that day, that's for sure. The beams will be on here holding that apart, Mackay. Coming in from this direction. Oh, you should write all this down. Just write it down. And you can have a Robert said, Robert didn't say. Right? I'll say it all in one sentence. If you don't do it, no one else will. Right. Radar. Incoming London. So let's see where the EMF attacks are occurring today that are torturing those that are sensitive to electromagnetic frequency spectral things. The biggest dangers I seen were here and here for the heaviest tornadic activity. I'm lucky I just get it all to roll at once. Leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you want, dear. Not the one you... Here's your glitch that you guys were showing me. He's back on. On the 12-hour, it was much more pronounced. So I'll go show you. If they haven't removed it yet. Well, I've already held a camera up and filmed it. So you have, that's that beam you guys were showing me. Right there, that was on the BOM. It's very well pronounced pulsation. Boom, boom. It puts that rhythm in the sky that makes the storm move up and down. Boom, boom. Which I'll show you, like in here. The constrictor. And that fueled all that. That's a big blast, but it's also got a square. Right? Because these things can emit more than one beam. Yeah, you more than one type into different layers of the atmosphere. Some can do 4. And if I get this one to do one layer and the neighbor to do another, and you got a ship right out here. See the V pointing straight at Grafton? That takes a ship to do that. And it's aimed right over the storm. So should I look at that one first? So I've shown you you've got a glitch in what's going on with it. That's following a beam swath from something that's located over here. Now, all the storms are within that V. Huh? And those little dots, those will be those bombs. Chem bombs. And that was 7 hours ago. Plus. And gone. Right? That was that storm that came through. Now here's what's here now. Being beamed much more heavily out to sea now. Now that's the V is going the other direction. That's a heavy stuff coming over you right now. Watch out. I haven't rolled this yet. This was the visible. Excuse me. I'm learning my hotkeys so I don't have to use my mouse as much. Well, let's see if we can pick up the constrictor on this. I'll go down to the 1 hour. And let's see the beat of the storm. The boom, 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 boom. That's causing it to oscillate within itself. It's almost like an esophagus or squeezing a hose predictably, which you've things. Or if you were to work with a pastry bag before, how you can move stuff to one side and then another. I'm having a hard time finding words for it. I call it the beat. It's like a drum beat. Boom, boom. I can see it after I get it going fast. So give me a moment here. Doom, doom, doom. Back, boom, back, boom, back. Boom, 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 boom. And into that one's energy. There, bad spot coming to you guys right here, right now. Yeah, you only want to take some cover. You have some hail coming. As that touches the sea or fuck, that's all through here. That's a pimping name, man. All the whole country's done been pimped. You don't even get $1 on their holiday either. Yo, man, they dropped a peg and you say when. But they don't stop when you say when. Gotta promise not to stop when I say. That's a very cool shaped neighborhood they made there. Runaway Bay, you're gonna get the hell of a light show when it goes out to sea. It's gonna be some shots. I have a feeling they're gonna bomb you all night into existence of non-existence. Right? It's gonna be so wet out there. Ooh. Yeah, Cloud always does a great big straight line like that. You don't believe in chemtrails? They believe in you. They believe you ain't gonna notice. If I did something a little bit at a time, let's say I took one of your freedoms away, once a month. How many years would it take till you had no rights? If I took 1/4 from your jar, how long would it be before you noticed it? If I put a slug in the bottom. Well, that's what the government does. Look at this one jetting out high. I'm just going to go in front of you. A racer. Has a chem bomb deployed. Yeah, drone farts. We'll confront this squarely because the stores are squared. It's not a circulation. Circular. Round. Circulation. Only thing I see circulating is lies about the geoengineering program. And this, we need to know exactly what's in this. And I don't believe it's just silver iodide because we're picking up some things that are impossible to be in nature naturally, like processed aluminum ore. Alumina you could find. Aluminum? No. You call it aluminium, whatever you want to call it. It's the same number. It's number 2 in your sky. They're dropping a deuce on you, man. Dropping the deuce. So I think I've given you pretty much a forecast. I wanted to show you the bombs going over Tassie and some of the bombs going over New Zealand. And I'll show you that they want to be, the bomb is the Bureau of Morons, and they know about the bombs. They have to. But they don't understand how to do a weather forecast. This is what's shocking me. All these people with all these credentials can't look at these maps and determine a forecast that can make you go out and know what you got to wear that day. Or a week from now when you're trying to make a plan. Shall we book a holiday there, sweetheart? I don't know what the weather's going to be. And then make a plan that's accurate. Yes, hotel industry wants your money. And they don't want you to think it's going to be a bad weekend on Monday while you're going to work. They want you to have that sunshine to look forward to. Yay, we're going to have a good weekend. And then come Thursday, they tell you, no, you're not. Get your ass to work. You only got one day to go, so you'll make it through it. Yeah, I see it happen too often. It's very demoralizing. And on the weekends, the more people are outside breathing the fallout. That makes the pharmaceutical industry a lot of money. That was very subliminal, wasn't it? Freudian. Yeah, the pharmaceutical injury. Now, I didn't plan that. It just came out. Here's what I think. The injury industry. Is the goat's head one in a mask? Well, I could survive living in lockdown with somebody, but not living apart. Facebook is a destroyer. So how that EMS all just staying in place right on that line? You guys gonna have some problems here in about 24 hours. This is part of the fuel of what's going on now, isn't it? Yeah. Bombs away, man. Bombs away. Let's go see how the north is looking. I was a bit worried about Harvey Bay here. Yeah. This is going to be a very, very rough night. This is the one I was telling you about when I was talking in my video. You see this trail on this? Boom. Well, let me read the beat of this. It'll be fairly the same because the big blast, heart blast, usually does a basic, starts the atmosphere reverberating, and then by changing and adding different frequencies into it, we get different effects in the clouds. If we had control of the device, that is. Hey, Muddy Girly, I bet she got soaked now. Up here. Whammo! Do you see it? Yeah, they're moving a lot of water around right now. They're not moving it in front, they're moving it on the side. And that makes it more dangerous. Boom! Boy, I bet that was a rush of wind. It just occurred. This is the 1 hour, and I'm going rather fast. This is a hard one. Right, that's getting ready to spit again. Right over there, coming over Maroochydore. Just to the north. And it's going to connect these two when it right about here when it gets there. Batten down the hatches. And it's doing the Caboolture Creek too. This whole area is about to get a line. This is going to connect. In it. They got a radar down here. That's going to be the key. What's Grafton doing? What's Brizzy doing? I gotta know. I want you guys to be safe tonight. Oh my, what a mess. What are you doing? This is the one I need to see. Marburg. All I see is a geometric shape staying in place and a beam out here and a beam over there. That one's swirling. Look, see it? That's a swirl beam. That's gonna kick like this. It's interesting, actually. I was gonna go look at that one. Yeah, you bastards! I busted you. So yeah, that one can swirl. That's nice to know. So Maury can do a lot. Maury's got a lot of software in it. Hey, just because you installed the device somewhere, don't mean you know what's going on in the little box. Great, thank you. Have a nice day. Get out of here. I don't want you talking about your stuff at the local. I put that in there. Don't mean you know about it. If I lay a brick in a sidewalk, it doesn't mean I know what's going on in a building or in people's lives that step on it. Hey, Balina, that's a hell of a line, huh? This one's doing a weird creep. It's going boom, up, and then boom, back. Up and back. How the bomb's looking. Am I running? Yeah. I have to have a look here. You ain't see much of nothing there. It's just total smashed. However, there is one more way I can go see it. I can do it on maybe on this one. Maybe on that one. Let's look at your satellite. Okay. I want to do a determinant. I see bombs. The infra should show me. It's so brushstroked out. It's very hard to do any determinants. Boy, it's Casino and them got a big line. There's some heavy rains. Very, very heavy. Constant. Nimbin, you've been getting it on and off. Yeah, Lismore, you got some water headed your way. Should be handleable. Says should. But if enough places keep getting these totals like this, you're going to have a problem. The water's going to come your way. I'm more worried about this corridor here because the water tends to stop a bit here. It could take a second route and get to Balna quite quickly before this water can get to Balna. That's why this is a place I'm very concerned about over the next 10 days. You know, they copped it bad when Limborg copped it, but they wanted to poster child this place. These poor folks down here in these places along here, they absolutely got it. And they stood. They were resilient. And they're beautiful people. And bless all y'all living here for not giving in. When they're coming to grab your land, you got to grab the hand that tries to grab your land. If somebody put their hand to your letter, what would you do? All right, then. What would your dog do? Well, it's time for you to get goddamn bulldog junkyard tough. Woof, woof! Hey, Kyogo, boy, you just had a blast, didn't you? This is only the 2 hours. You got more coming. It's not over yet. You see that line there? When that blast that they hit here coming increases that again and some more bombs go off. Pilot a bomb there, plighted a bomb there. We need some chem bombs over here. And there they are. Right here. Yeah, they need them. They're fueling you. This storm ain't over. Like, a blowing up like that, right? Clear the clouds out, can create a difference in heat from the ground and the top, even at night. Yeah. Because it'll vent. That'll suddenly get colder. And it'll cause more flow dynamics. Yep, the fuel. You got a triple bomb going off over here in your work. You got you got a what in the hell over here. I don't even know what town that is. This is over here. Okay. Maybe somebody's smoking in the wooden barn. I don't know. All I know is you're copping it. It's man-made weather. It's enough is enough, and we will not be silent in the face of great challenges. And with that said, be safe, stay vigilant, and I will be watching. I got your backs. Big love. Peace.